Right, 2.2. Martin borrowed 12,250 Rand for 3 years and he had to pay back a total amount of 17,335 Rand at the end of the 3 years. Calculate how much simple interest was charged on his loan. Now, this question was a bit tricky if you don't read properly, because you'll notice that it's only 2 marks, right? And it doesn't require a lot of calculations and all that kind of stuff. So you need to look at what was given to you. So they've given you what he borrowed. He borrowed 12,250, right? So if you think of it in terms of your A value and your P value and those things, right? If you go back to the formula that we use, it's A is equal to P1 plus, let's use the one where you have the R times N over 100. You of course can use I and all that, but I'll use that one for now. Over here, this formula is used to calculate the final amount, right? So this amount here, the A, is your final amount. The final amount at the end of the investment, or the amount that must be paid back after the loan was made, like in this case. And of course your P here is your principal amount, principal or initial amount. Right, and then of course the R in the end, that stays the same. That is your interest rate and your number of years. So what I want you to identify is the fact that they've given you the amount that was borrowed. They are telling you Martin borrowed that much money. So your P value here, your P value is 12,250. And then it says he had to pay back a total amount of 17,335 Rand at the end of the 3 years. So they've actually given you the A value. They've given it to you in this particular question, in this particular problem. So it doesn't mean it's going to be like this in every problem, but here they've given you the A. The A is 17,335. Now, they're asking you how much simple interest was charged on his loan. So they want to know what's the value of the interest. Now, you don't need to go use the simple interest formula, and in fact you cannot do that because there's one key part missing here for that calculation, and that is the interest rate. They did not give you an interest rate, but we know that interest in general, the interest is literally the difference between what you borrowed and what you had to pay back, or the difference between what you invested and what you had to, or what you got back at the end of the investment. So interest in general is taking your final amount and subtracting your initial amount. So in this case, that's the formula that you would use, or the calculation. So here I'll take my A, which is 17,335, and I will subtract, ran out of space here, and let's see if we can fix that. Make this a little smaller, and I will subtract here my P, which is 12,250. So 17,000, just clear, 17,335 minus 12,250, that gives us 5,085. And that is the interest. That is what they wanted from you. They wanted how much simple interest was charged on his loan. It was 5,085 Rand.